Thank you. Yeah, I have two questions for North Korea. North Korea refuted the message from the UN Security Council that it should return to denuclearization negotiations. At the same time, the North Korean Foreign Ministry announced that their status as a nuclear power was a stark reality. Do you think North Korea declared itself a nuclear state? How do you see this?
Well, it doesn't change our overarching goal, and that remains the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. Of course, the DPRK has demonstrated its capabilities when it comes to its illegal nuclear weapons program, when it comes to its ballistic missile program. We continue to be concerned that the DPRK may make additional provocations, and provocations is probably too euphemistic of a term for it. Each and every one of the DPRK's ballistic missile launches, certainly each and every one of the DPRK's 6 tests of its nuclear weapons pose a profound, in some cases grave threat to international peace and security, certainly to the security and to the peace of the Indo-Pacific region. So despite the comments that we've heard from the DPRK, despite the provocations that we've seen from the DPRK and that we may yet see, our approach will remain steadfast. It's an approach that we honed early on in this administration, but just as importantly, if not more importantly, it's an approach that we've adopted jointly with our treaty allies, in this case, Japan and the ROK. We are committed to the security of our treaty allies. We will take steps as appropriate in response to any additional provocations by the DPRK, and we'll continue to work with partners and allies around the world to see to it that the DPRK is held accountable for its unlawful programs, its ballistic missile program, its nuclear weapons program, and to do everything we can to see to it that especially members of the UN Security Council uphold the commitments that they've made, the binding commitments that they've made in successive UN Security Council resolutions to impose costs and consequences on the DPRK for these illegal acts.
That next one, this is a very serious issues. Maybe you can hear that. Recently, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un had purged many North Korean officers who led the dialogue between the United States and North Korea in the past, including the North Korean foreign minister and the highest ranking officers. How do you see the future prospect for dialogue between the United States and North Korea?
I've seen those reports. I'm not in a position to confirm them. But the latter part of your question is really a better question for the DPRK, because we have a vision for what could be if only the DPRK would agree to engage in the pragmatic, practical discussion and dialogue that we've put on the table for months and months now. We have made no secret of the fact that we wish to engage with the DPRK on the basis of the ultimate denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula to discuss how we might, again, with practical, pragmatic steps, advance that vision that we've put forward that would be in the interests of the United States, of our partners and allies, of the broader region, and we think in the interest of the DPRK itself. Of course, the DPRK has to date shunned those offers. It has responded to our repeated statements that we harbor no hostile intent towards the DPRK, to our repeated offers to engage in dialogue with only more provocations and more threats. That is a dynamic that we are using various tools at our disposal to seek to change. It's a dynamic that we would like to see changed.
The last one, China, and China said there are limits to persuading North Korea. Will the Secretary Blinken discuss these issues during his visit to China this time?
I am certain that the challenge that the DPRK poses to the Indo-Pacific region and beyond will be on the agenda when Secretary Blinken travels to Beijing. Yes.